and for me personally, if you know my political trajectory, this is my very first job in the public sector. And I got the job when I was 51 plus. So what happened to me between 0 and 51? And I'll be 58 midnight tomorrow. So what happened to me between 0 and 51? I operated in the private sector. And I operated not only in Nigeria, but
You're watching Arise, the world's standout news channel. Arise News, awards, and beyond. You're watching Arise.
the people they deserve. But that is usually not the end of the story. So I will say to you that in Nigeria today, we have to rise above partisanship. You know, this may really go straight into the issue within PDP. I say, okay, everybody has decamped, you know, I'm saying I'm not moved. Because the people that negotiated Nigeria, they have two major things that was in there, in that negotiation. First, federalism. That's why they called us Federal Republic of Nigeria. Two, multi-party democracy. That is why, upon independence, you have an action group here, you have Northern People's Congress, you have Northern NEPU, you have NEPU, you have NCNC. You understand? At independence, it was multi-party democracy. So, now you're moving the country towards, you know, a one-party state. It won't work. I was in Ebonyi a few days, maybe 2 days ago, on Friday and Saturday. And then they brought cola to me and said, look, this cola in Igbo land, if you are receiving, you know, a big visitor, you know, this is how you do it. I said, well, kola nut is grown in the west, eaten in the north, and literally worshipped in the east. So you have different nations, different culture within the nation called Nigeria. And the people that negotiated our independence, they felt, look, to have unity in that diversity, it has to be a federal arrangement. If you move the country towards a one-party state, what happens the day you require a multi-party or bipartisan approach to issues? Who are you going to call? The day you move the country towards a one-party state, you remember what happened with the Arab Spring. Once people don't have leadership, they will find leaders, by all means. So we better get our acts together as political leaders in this country. And that will be my own approach to
said something about PDP. I know there was a time you were in the G5, and that G5 actually supported the president. What happened concerning your relationship between the president and your friend, Nyesom Wike? What happened? Because at some point everybody thought it was all rosy, and then now it went haywire.
Okay. I contested the election for the first time in 2007 to go to the Senate here in Oyo State. And, I lost. I contested under AMPP. I was in PDP with Baba Ladoja. You remember his impeachment and all of that, all the shenanigans that happened within that period. So it wasn't possible. The PDP franchise was handed over to Babadi Dibu. And me as a person, as a 39-year-old, trying to, get into politics for the first time, I didn't like that brand of politics. And I said I wasn't going to be involved with that brand of politics. That was why I contested under AMPP. But ab initio, my first outing in politics, I joined PDP. So we lost. We came back 2011 in PDP again. They didn't even allow me to go past the party primaries. So I lost. And then I said, look, I've been dealing with people here. I think since I've lost twice at the senatorial level, let me move up to, let me promote myself to the governorship level. So I contested in 2015 to be the governor of the state. Again, I lost. But my point is, in all of this journey, I never interacted or went to Bodilon. No. I held my own. Whatever I couldn't get, through the people of Oyo State, I don't believe in godfatherism in politics, so I didn't go. I stayed here, but 2019, the people of Oyo State decided. Did they decide because there was influence of anybody from Bodina or from outside of the state? The answer is no. So, 2023, we felt that, look, after 8 years of President Buhari from the north, the presidency should come to the south. And I need to also say this, I don't believe that will be a permanent arrangement in Nigeria. I believe Nigeria will get to a point where, if you like, two Ibibios people can be president or vice president, in as much as they are qualified, and we have strong institutions that will ensure that they do what is right for the people of Nigeria. So we felt, look, presidency should come to the south. And within my party, Wike was contesting. I supported him. He lost at the primaries. And then Waziri, former vice president, won from the north against, what we were thinking. But I said, look, if our party has selected somebody from the north, then we should sit down and decide, how is this thing going to work? He came to Ibadan. We were at Ogunlesi Hall out there, and we mentioned to him that, look, you are the candidate of the party. You're from the northeast. Iyorchia Ayu, the candidate, the national chairman of the party, from North Central. And in that meeting, we were facing the press. I didn't tell him this, you know, in the confines of the government house. No. I said, look, this is Governor Tambuwa. As of that time, he was the chairman of PDP Governors Forum. I said intelligence indicated that you will appoint him as the DG of this campaign. He's from the Northwest. So what are we supposed to use to you know, campaign, convince people? Because politics is a game of numbers. So we couldn't reach any agreement. We met with him in London, and we said, look, for me, the only thing I said to him in London was, allow us to go and remove Iyorchia Ayu, and then make Arapaja, you know, the acting chairman, because he was deputy national chairman, South, at that time. Make Arapaja the chairman. He will be at the table when you're all talking and deciding. So in London, I said, just agree with us there and then to go and remove Ayu. How we do it, don't even bother about it. He said, well, we should give him 1 week. He came back to Nigeria, and then the famous statement that, well, these small boys will have moved on. Okay, so if you've moved on, what will I do? We have to do something. That is politics. So we couldn't reach that agreement. And it wasn't Wike that guaranteed the president before me, because I never dealt with them. I've never had any political dealings with them up until that point. Someone else did. I said, okay, fine. If this is what we will do, we'll support you. But even as a candidate, I must have mentioned it more than maybe 3-4 times, that our expectation would be a government of national unity, a government of national competence, where you can start the process of resetting this country. But is it what we're seeing right now? Is it a government of national competence? Is it a government of national unity? The answer is no. When the president said, look, nominate somebody who may be appointed as a minister, I said, sir, what position do you want to give to us? Then he said, I'm looking for a developmental economist who can be the Minister of Budget and Economic Planning. I said, okay. I will look for somebody that fits that bill. And I sent somebody's name, who is Oyo State indigene, and I sent it to him. The individual wasn't selected. Rather, they selected the current Minister of Power. He wasn't taken to Ministry of Budget and Economic Planning. He was taken to Ministry of Power. A subsequent meeting with the president, he said, Sheyi, I think I must have gone to him to seek for approval for the upgrade of Ibadan Airport. He said, I will sign it for you. I'll give you know, my nod. But, oh, sit down. What's happening politically? I heard you're upset because you were not, your nominee was not given the ministerial slot. I said, sir, in Yoruba land, if you don't want the pregnancy to be aborted, you won't want the baby to die. Because it's easier to abort a pregnancy than, you know, to kill a baby. I said, you will decide at the end of the day, you know, who you want to work with. We can only suggest people. But if you know people that fit, you know, your bill, about the kind of individual you want in your cabinet, we are just to support you. However, let me say this. If you've selected the Minister of Power because you want him to help you organize APC in Oyo State, he doesn't have the capacity. I told the president. He said, no, Sheyi, it's you that I want to help me organize APC in Oyo State. I said, no, sir, I can never help you organize APC in Oyo State because I am of the PDP. So, if we have a government of national unity, a government of national competence, you know, we will have been in a very different environment right now. And let me just mention again this issue of Wike. This.
Your friend.
Huh?
Your friend Wike.
My friend Wike. Okay. So this was the exact first contract that Mobile gave to Macron. I was 29. It was $1 million. Within that 1 year, I made $1 million in my pocket. I was 29. 1997. Wike perhaps at that time just left. He just left law school, and then his next job after that was local government chairman. And the trajectory was, yeah, I don't beef anybody. But the real issue is that I was in a meeting with the president and Wike. And I'm saying this, you know, in an open chat. The president's chief of staff was also in that meeting, and a few others. And Wike said to the president that, well, sir, I will hold PDP for you, you know, against 2027. I was in shock. So we got up, we got to the veranda. I said, Wike, did we agree to this? I don't like talking about people, and I will not talk about people or talk about events. But I'll talk about the real issue. The real issue is that Wike would like to support the president for 2027. That's fine. It is within his right to do that. But also some of us that want to, you know, ensure that democracy survives in Nigeria, we don't drift into a one-party state, and we want to ensure that PDP survives. It should also allow us to do our own thing. That is just the issue between me and Wike. And I confided in a mutual friend of us after that meeting. And I kept thinking, okay, I mean, the president did not ask him, do this for me. He was the one that volunteered that I will do that. So when I was telling our mutual friend, I said, look, maybe he was talking about an errand that the president never sent him. So let's watch, let's engage him. Let's see if he will back off. But he never did. So after he didn't back off, I said, well, now it's time to confront him. Because I told him from that day that I will never be a part of this. And that is why I will not be supporting the president for 2027. Wike can support him, he's within his right, but also it is within my own right to decide within the political space who I will support or what I will do in 2027.
Your Excellency, now we understand the real reason why there is a conflict in the PDP. Now the party is divided along two lines. The one being led by Turaki, Saminu Turaki, is claiming that it is the rightful one, and I remember that INEC called the two parties to a meeting. Now, with the way PDP is currently, does the party stand any chance? Number one, in the forthcoming season elections, and in 2027, does the party stand a chance? Because Nigeria needs a credible opposition now to withstand the what is going on, because you yourself mentioned it, that the country is fast moving towards a one-party state. Does PDP have any chance?
Well, the president has the power to call his minister to order. Say, look, allow democracy to survive in Nigeria. And by the way PDP is today, there is no faction in PDP. We held a convention here in Ibadan. We gave adequate notice to INEC, which is all that we're required to do under the law. So, it may take INEC some time if they chose, to behave like the ostrich, bury their head and the whole of their body is outside. And the current INEC chairman, the job is even very difficult to start with. Now to add all of these things that they're not supposed to add. They basically, this meeting that you said they called the two factions together, they played our people. They invited them and said, we want to engage with the leadership of PDP. And then they got there and found out that they called the Anyanwu and Co. I said, that's even silly to start with. I mean, pardon my language. Sometimes when I get upset, I can't speak off. No. So let me finish with Shina. So, why did they not call Damagum? Maybe it was Anyanwu that was the secretary when Damagum was there.
Chairman.
Yes. And the notice that went to INEC was a notice signed by both Damagum and Anyanwu. I wanted to basically, ask that they expel Anyanwu at NEC. But people, leaders came and said, look, let us not do that. Let's get the two of them together, and all of that. So the Supreme Court already said whoever is your secretary is the internal affair of the party. There's a Supreme Court judgment on SDP how many days ago saying exactly the same thing. So we had a proper convention here, and Wike and the rest of those people were expelled, and they've been expelled. Even if the court says, look, the convention is not valid, which I don't think is possible, because up to the Supreme Court already said, look, internal affairs of the party is internal affairs of the party. So they can only delay things. But there may be unintended consequences for, trying to kill PDP. There's a danger that if you do that, you may, unknowingly, kill democracy in this country, God forbid. So that is my own position.
Yeah, Mr. Governor. It's interesting what you just revealed now. A lot of people were not privy to that information in terms of your position and what former Governor Wike, now Honorable Minister of FCT, had said in your presence to the President. Now, we're in Ibadan, and the Yoruba side of me comes to play, that there's this saying, if you translate into English, how do you put it? When your neighbor begins to eat cockroach during the day,
Yes.
if you don't want him, you will not get any sleep. Because that's exactly what has happened to your political party that we've got its flag right behind you, PDP. You were there, one of the 5 wearing Ashebi,
Yes.
with Wike and Autumn and the others.
Yes.
And you all celebrated the fact that this action you're taking will bring in a candidate of another political party. And in doing that, that has roller coastered into a situation where PDP was not just decimated. We're seeing governors moving out in droves to go to the party that you supported, their candidate to become the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Yes.
Now that the chicken have come home to roost, and the entire party, you can say, is still one, there are no factions. Minister Wike is saying, I have a faction. You are
but
saying
I'm giving you
no
the
faction.
reason
Yes.
why he's doing what he's doing.
Yes,
You know?
but you're saying there's no other faction. So some young people, New Central, we have a lot of young people in our organization. More than 60% of our members of staff are below 35, they're youths. And I also spend time with young people online. The question they've been asking for the last couple of years is, isn't the governor of Oyo State and those who used to be part of the G5, are they not embarrassed that they have created this PDP that they now see that is sinking? How do you respond to them? What do you say to these young people?
Well,
because they just feel so sad that the only opposition is in this situation.
Okay. Good governance, sustainable development, it's all about a journey, you know, of the people. And I said it earlier, I can make mistakes. I'm human. I supported the current president, even though in another party at that time, because I thought, even though I never dealt directly with them, I thought we'll do what is right for the country, research the country. Like I said, bring people from, you know, all over that can help the country. But unfortunately, that is not what we're seeing. So I regret that action. Yes, I do. I mean, if people say, look, why you, you know, what is it that you've done? Well, I'm not above mistakes. Even up until this moment, I say to people, because people have been calling me, say, look, Sheyi, you can take the approach of, you know, don't look. Just keep yourself and then let this wave go away. And, you know, they even said to the extent that, look, by the time you will be done with your position as governor of Oyo State, you'll be 59. Even if you wait for 8 years, you'll be 67. You can contest if you want to contest. And I said, look, what are we afraid of? Is it death? If you're afraid of death, will that stop you from dying? What can it do to you? If you're afraid of death, what it can do to you is it won't allow you to live your life freely. So we're not going to do that. I'm not afraid to say my mind. I'm not afraid to apologize to people if I wrong them, because it's only God that is all-knowing, that knows the end, you know, from the beginning. I am not, maybe people may think because I was born on Christmas Day, you know, they may think, you know, maybe I know too much. No.
So, Mr. Governor, having admitted that you regret your actions then,
Yes.
you seem to be trying to correct what happened then. And to the elephant in the room, let's speak to the real issue. Are you then planning to take the bull by the horn, run for president in 2027?
Well, thank you, Kennedy. Well, I've had that also, you know, people saying, oh, is Sheyi trying to position himself for 2027 presidency? Let me make this very clear. To serve this country at the highest level, I am qualified. I'm even overqualified. I've run Oyo State. Even the current president, what brought him to the table? He was governor of Lagos State. Oh. 2 terms. By the end of May 2027, by God's grace, God sparing my life, I will have been to the end of the tenure as a 2-term governor of Oyo State. So, what are we talking? Professionally, I ran a company from a very young age, at 29. Some of my colleagues were just, some are still finishing their youth service at that point. I ran the company, and people can go out there and check. I did not go to NMPC, you know, or the likes. No? I was working for multinational oil companies. I worked for Shell, ExxonMobil, Chevron. To the extent that when I go on holiday to my house in Houston, ExxonMobil came to me and said, look, we want to work in your neighborhood. We have work to do in Chad and Cameroon, on the Chad-Cameroon pipeline project. I personally, I was in Kribi, where they positioned the FSO. I sent engineers to Chad. I sent engineers to Cameroon. You can't go there because you're Nigerian. No, you can only go there because professionally they have trust in you. I worked on the West African gas pipeline. ABB came to us and said, look, from Lagos, you know, to Tema in Ghana. I was in Tema myself because when I started, during the day, I'm working as a field engineer. At night, I'm working as the general manager. I couldn't even tell people on my card then, I couldn't tell them, look, I own the company, because they look at me and say, you own which company? You know? So I sent engineers to Equatorial Guinea. We worked on the Equatorial Guinea LNG. So all of those things were because professionally we did what was right. I could have joined politics in 1998 because I made enough money to do that. But I won't tell you I'm a foundation member of PDP. No. I joined PDP in 2002. And why did I join? I joined solely because of Baba Ladoja. I joined to support him towards the 2003 elections. I already moved my family to the US there in the year 2000. Well, okay. I had a wife and a daughter at that time. We had the second one, December of 2000. And I moved my office from Port Harcourt to Lagos. So most weekends, no family, nothing. So I come to Ibadan to meet my parents. One thing led to the other. From that place, I commissioned the classroom block that I gave to my alma mater. They brought Governor Lamadeshina, you know, to do the commissioning at that time. And I gave him a proposal that, look, for the farm settlements here, this is a power solution. And he said, okay, look, my assistant will call you. I waited, nobody called me. So going towards 2003, I thought, look, if you look for a professional, you know, to be elected as the governor of Oyo State, maybe things may be one shade better.
Are you running for president?
Okay, well, let me be very clear. At this point, you need to have a party. You need to have a competitive political environment. At Ebonyi, I said to the Igbo nation out there that in 1999, we were going to have a almost very similar situation that we're in today. All the generals, all the elites, you know, they were all gravitating towards PDP. Until Ogbonnaya Onu gave up his presidential ticket in APP to have APP and AD join together, and they produce Baba Falaye and Shinkafi.
I see.
And the environment became instantly competitive. So I'm not fixated on running or not running.
But if the PDP is right and well placed, so
Right now, if I correctly calibrate the environment, we have to go beyond its PDP. We have to channel our energy towards having a competitive political environment.
Okay.
And that means we need to talk across board. We need to start talking about survival of democracy in Nigeria. Individual ambition, it's tertiary, not even secondary.
So you're looking to bring ADC to PDP.
Everybody, we should keep talking, even people within APC that are not happy in there. We will talk to them also. We should all keep talking on, because we run the risk of the Arab Spring. You have people without leadership. A shoemaker will be made a leader for them, and they will show us. In fact, people should write it down. What Nigerian people will show politicians and elites in 2027, we cannot imagine it right now. And when they say governors have defected and all of that, what of hunger? Where is hunger? And anger in the land, has it defected? So,
Okay, Governor.
sorry,
Before
Dr.
we-
Abati.
before we'll take a short break.
Let me tell Kayode. You see, if we don't do what is right for democracy to survive in Nigeria, it will be, very difficult in the foreseeable future. So that's really. So the issue of are you running, are you not running, and things like that. That is it's still far off. At this stage, we must ensure a competitive political environment.
Okay, Governor. We're going to take a break shortly. And when we return, we'll be discussing security, both nationally and in Oyo State. But before we take that break, let me ask you. Now, with all this that you have told us about the relationship with the center, at a time when 28 state governors have already moved into the APC, some of the other ones that are not yet in the APC, we don't know what will happen tomorrow.
We're doing press of that.
And the excuse they give is that they cannot afford to isolate their state from the center, and that they are doing it for the benefit of their people. But you are saying this is where I stand. Now, have you seen any difficulties in terms of what comes to your state because of your political stance? And secondly, economic hardship. I think it was James Asuko who was asking the question about what are you doing about poverty.
Right.
Now, many Nigerians blame the Tinubu administration for the economic hardship. Are you one of them? Do you think that the APC Tinubu administration misdiagnosed the ailment?
Well, Dr. Abbas, let me just first of all make one clarification. You know, when you see governors, they say they are defecting. A classical case is the last election. Governor of Delta State, I mean, he was the vice presidential candidate of PDP, you know, a sitting governor of Delta State. Particle lost in his state. Huh? So, you're talking about elites and all of those things, governors. How about the people? What are they doing? What are they saying? What are the people? What are they telling us? So, I'm not bothered. I will still continue to say that. Now, let's deal with the issue that you've raised. What's my relationship with the center, and do I feel any impact? Well, I believe the center right now, they really think it's a game. So we played the game, and then we got into power. The game on. But I came in to Oyo State from day one as opposition. When I became governor here, President Buhari was running his second term. So I've learned to rise above partisanship, you know, to present, you know, our case. We went to President Buhari, said, look, we want state police. And he said, well, I can't support state police because you state governors, you're not even able to pay salaries of your workers. Federal government is giving bailouts and, you know, all of that. Why should I support you harming people that, you know, you give them guns and you won't be able to pay them? And we said, well, okay, sir. I was just maybe 4 months or so as a governor at this particular time. But from day one, when I came into office, we've always paid salaries on the 25th of every month. This is the 7th year running, and every year we pay 13th month salary. So we've gotten that template right in Oyo State. In the beginning, they said, okay, let's see them. We were there before. You won't be able to sustain it for more than a year. But we've sustained it for going to 7 years now. So if you now take our action after, you know, the president's position, we said, okay, we can't have state police, but we can have Amotekun. So we came together as governors in the Southwest, and we launched Amotekun, which was midway between, you know, the state police that we're asking for and providing security for our people. So sometimes you won't get what you want. Like the airport in Ibadan, I gave to the president, please, let us upgrade this. These are the things that we want to do. And he said, approved at no cost to the federal government. And I said, thank you, sir. You know, at least the approval means something to us. We can go out there and do the work. And we were grateful and thankful to him. But we went around looking for money, you know, to fix the airport because it is important to Oyo State economy. Same for federal roads. So, look, give us approval, even if you're not paying. Governor Fashola was the Minister for Works at that time. I went to him. It took me 2 years to get approval to fix Oyo to Iseyin. We fixed it because it was passing through our agricultural belt. People of Oyo State, they don't care. If the road is local government, is state government, is federal government, just even if it's community road, fix the road, let them go about their economic activities. So I'm not bothered about, will I cry that, because I'm in the opposition? I will engage with them on the basis of, look, do what is right for our people. At least you have voters in this state and people that are APC as well. Even if you're not doing it for Seyi Makinde or this administration, do it because of your own people as well. That is the way we've engaged with the federal government. I went to the president and I wrote to him and said, look, Oyo State, let's solve this illegal mining thing. We gave a proposal. I have it on record. The president signed and said, look, go to the Minister of Mines and let's look at the model. If we solve it in Oyo State, you can replicate it elsewhere in Nigeria. After all, during COVID, I argued at the National Economic Council when they came in, Professor Oshibajo, the VP then, and said, look, mandatorily, we must go and lock down everywhere. And I said, sir, I cannot lock down in Oyo State because I know people here that if they don't go to work today, they won't eat tonight or eat tomorrow. So where am I going to get what to feed them with? So we went back and forth, and then we agreed that, well, let it be voluntary. If you think your state has to be locked down, lock them down. And we did not lock down in Oyo State. So we gave the proposal. We went there, held meetings upon meetings with my security team, with the Minister of Mines. At the end of the day, he came out with a mines marshal, the mines marshal. I asked, please give me the law setting up this mines marshal. Till tomorrow, I haven't seen any law anywhere setting it up. Okay, how many are there, even if that is the route to go? They employed 1,000 of them for the entire country. Maybe now there are 2,000 or 3,000. I believe that, yes, we've identified what to be done. They can either work with us to do it, or they can go their own route. Usually the nature of problems is such that if you have a problem and you're able to solve it, it will go away. You move on to something else. But if you're not able to solve it, it will come back. You can either have another go at it, or it may even kill you. So I believe some of the problems that are not solved, they will come back to us. If we can't solve it now, there are still people coming behind us. Because if you go to the executive chamber here in Oyo State, you see pictures of all the people that have been head of government here. From ranking the last Governor General of Western Region, all the way to my immediate predecessor. So this is a place with a lot of history behind it. Some of them, they came in, okay, AG, Baba Olowo, they came in with AG, Action Group. Then you've seen UPN, you've seen MPN, you've seen SDP, you've seen PDP, you've seen AD, you've seen AC, ACN, APC, and then PDP. So government will come and go, but our state and our country will remain. And however we lay our bed, that is how we will lie on it. So if we say we won't solve this problem now, the problem will not go away magically. And then I think the bottom line is we can do more, we can do better for the people of Nigeria. And when I was campaigning here in Oyo State, I challenge anybody, if you see a video or anything where I said to the people of Oyo State that, oh, this government, they haven't done this, you know, because of that, don't vote for them. No. We came out with a roadmap for accelerated development of Oyo State, 2019 to 2023. And we listed those things that we were going to do. And we said, look, this is what we want to do. Vote for us on the basis of this. And then if at the end of the day, we're not able to achieve that, it's in black and white, then don't give us another opportunity to serve you.
Well, His Excellency already talked about security. Amotekun State Police. You just take it from there.
Do we take a break now?
Not yet.
Okay. Well, I think naturally security has been one of the biggest stories in the country. And I wonder what your take is on how the government is approaching this with the whole withdrawing the police from VIPs. I imagine you've been affected as well. Maybe you had some of them cut from your entourage. Also the designation, the recent designations, the way the government is handling banditry, the kidnappings, and all of that. I wonder if you are sort of removed from it because Oyo State isn't feeling the brunt as much, or it's something that worries you and you think this government can do better.
Well, we have been extremely lucky here. We've had, you know, service commanders that they see their posting here, you know, like they've been posted to their actual state of origin. So they step up to the plate. We've had the GOC, the garrison commander. They've all been very supportive. I mean, maybe today or tomorrow, they will have finished the clearance operation within the Old Oyo National Park, you know. And of course, Amotekun. I mean, it's one institution that we created that Oyo State cannot do without right now. If you go around and ask people, should we scrap Amotekun? You know, they will say no. They have been, you know, cooperating and working with the federal agencies, you know, and that has kept Oyo State safe and secure, you know. I'll use this opportunity to once again say thank you to our service commanders and everyone that has, you know, supported the state. Because quite frankly, you want to build schools, you want to engage in economic activities, you can only do that if your environment is safe and secure. However, the approach of the federal government, I think they should have a rethink. And I'm not saying this because I'm in the opposition, you know, or I saw an AI-generated picture of only me holding the PDP Governors Forum meeting in the southern part of the country. So I'm not saying this because of that. I'm saying this because I really want them to genuinely look into their strategy. One is say, go ahead and employ 30,000 policemen. Go ahead and employ this much army and all of that. Is that our problem? What do we have on ground in terms of you know, communication, in terms of technology, in terms of looking after the welfare of these new people? When we were agitating for state police, they came up and said, well, it's the same as a community policing. They employ these supernumeraries and all of that. Since they've been employed, they've not been paid. They can challenge me, at least the ones in Oyo State. I know, if not in other states. So it has to be that synergy between, the federal government, the state, and the local government. And nobody should be proud, among those tiers of government. We should all come together. It's like in Oyo State here, we do have expanded Security Council meeting where our traditional rulers, local government chairmen, and ourselves at the state, we all sit together with the service commanders. And we encourage them also to have security meetings at the local government level, at least on a monthly basis. So those are the initiatives that has to be brought to the table. Federal government alone cannot do it. And they also far removed. Some of these things, they can be solved also by kinetic means alone. You engage the traditional rulers, you engage the community leaders, you get them to give you actionable intelligence. And Oyo State just acquired 2 aircraft, which I'm hoping we can deploy within the first quarter of next year. I actually pushed that they should be available before Oyo State at 50 celebrations, 3rd of February next year. But it will be here, but they may not take to the sky just about that time, but they will within the first quarter of next year. And I can invite all of you back. We will sit inside Amotekun control room and ask the aircraft to fly to anywhere in Oyo State, Ogbomoso, Okeogun, or anywhere. And with the data coming in, we'll ask them to zoom into the plate number of a vehicle in that real time.
Okay,
we will be able to do that.
Okay, on that note, Mr. Governor, we'll take another short break. Then after that break, we'll return, and then we'll be closing the program in the next sequence. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
The best songs on the radio. This is my only favorite station.
Carnival Radio. Enjoyment unlimited.
All the hits. One station.
You're listening to Carnival Radio.
Asúré tètè kan ò ní kọjá àlé bẹ́ẹ̀ arìngbẹ̀rẹ̀ kan ò ní sùn sẹ́bàá ọ̀nà eré àsápajúdé ò dá lójú pópó ẹ rántí pé ẹ̀mí ò láàárọ̀ ẹ tẹ́ ká bọ̀wọ̀ fún òfin ojú pópó kí a lè dẹ́kun ìjàmbá kí orílẹ̀-èdè kí ó lè dáa ojúṣe gbogbo wa ni o Carnival Radio ló ní ẹ sáré mọ́ níwọ̀n ẹ̀mí ò láàárọ̀.
bíná bá jólóko mọ̀jàlá adélé àlọ́ ròyìn káyé gbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o nílò kó o kúrò nínú ilé rẹ kí o tó mọ bó ṣe ń lọ nínú ìgboro ọ̀pọ̀ ìgbà ló nílò kó o mọ ohun tó ń lọ láyìíká rẹ àti àwọn ìlànà wa ń tẹ̀lé káyé gbọ́ ohun kan ṣoṣo tó o nílò ní láti darapọ̀ mọ́ ètò alálùbáríkà káyé gbọ́ lẹ́tò tí yóò máa bá fẹ́fẹ́ ṣọ̀rẹ́ ní gbogbo ọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta Saturdays láti agogo 1 ọ̀sán sí agogo 2 ọ̀sán 1 PM to 2 PM níkànnì Carnival Radio ọjọ́ gbogbo bí ọdún láti ẹnu ọ̀jìnì pèdèpèdè ní Táíwò Olúṣèyí Adédòkun àtàyẹ̀ṣe pèdèpèdè ó yá gbéra nílẹ̀ abala 4 lẹ́tò yìí pín sí abala àkọ́kọ́ láti máa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tó ń jà rìnrìn nínú ìgboro àti ohun tó ń lọ láwùjọ. abala ìkejì láti máa sọ̀rọ̀ lórí àǹfààní tó wà nínú ewé àti egbò fún àǹfààní ara wa. bẹ́ẹ̀ labala ìkẹta ní ti àwọn orin ìgbàanì kò wá tán síbẹ̀ o. abala kẹrin tí jẹ́ abala ìbéèrè àti ìdáhùn. ó yá gbéra nílẹ̀ mọ́sá ẹ̀rí wípé ó jaládùn ètò yìí ní gbogbo ọ̀sẹ̀. máa darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní gbogbo ọjọ́ àbámẹ́ta lágogo kan ọ̀sán ságogo méjì ọ̀sán lórí ìkànnì ìbánidọ́rẹ̀ẹ́ Facebook Carnival Media. ó lè download app wa lórí Play Store àti App Store. Carnival Media náà ní fún ìpolówó ọjà tàbí ìkéde lórí ètò yìí pè sórí nọ́mbà yìí 07066454197. káyé gbọ́ wọ́n ní wọ́n pé kankan ò sí mẹ́.
Carnival Radio now we be the best. Carnival Radio now we be the best. If na information, sports and news, current affairs, latest music, we go play them for you. Carnival Radio now we be the best. Carnival Radio now we be the best. Carnival Radio, enjoyment unlimited. Kai má fọwọ́ kàn má yin má gbé kúrò níbẹ̀ Carnival Radio ọjọ́ gbogbo bí ọdún.
The number one hit music station.
This is Carnival Radio. Midday News. Atlanta One International Auto Brokers. We specialized in acquisition, buying and selling of luxurious and high-end cars such as Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, BMW, Infiniti, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Ford, Chevy, GMC, Audi, Mazda, and a host of other exotic rides. We also deal on the shipping of your car to any destination of your choice in Nigeria without any stress. Check us out to find more details on our hassle-free car buying, and you will be glad you did. Atlanta One International Auto Brokers, Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Email atloneinternational@gmail.com. Send us your request on our email address, your contact number, and other necessary information, and our sales director will get in touch with you within 24 to 48 hours. Your request was received. Atlanta One International Auto Brokers. We make car buying also free and ownership simple as ABC.
Atlanta One International Auto Brokers gbajúgbajà ní wá níbi káràkátà ọkọ̀ bọ̀gìnì bíi Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, BMW, Infiniti, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Ford, Chevy, GMC, Audi, Mazda àti onírúurú ọkọ̀ olówó ńlá tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́. A tún lè bá yín gbé ọkọ̀ yín dé gbogbo ibi tẹ́ ẹ bá fẹ́ lórílẹ̀‐èdè Nàìjíríà láìsí wàhálà. Ẹ kàn sí wa fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé Atlanta One International Auto Brokers, Atlanta, Georgia, USA. Ìtàkùn ayélujára ATL ONE international @gmail.com. ẹ fi èyíkéyìí ohun tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ rà sọ́wọ́ sí wa lórí ìtàkùn ayélujára bí àpẹẹrẹ ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yín, àlàyé lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ nípa ara yín àti ohun tẹ́ ẹ fẹ́ rà. àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ wa ó kàn sí yín láàrin wákàtí 24 sí wákàtí 48 tá a bá ti gba ìbéèrè yín. Atlanta One International Auto Brokers a mú ọkọ̀ rírà àti níní ọkọ̀ rọrùn pẹ̀sẹ̀ fún yín.
Carnival Radio, a registered brand under Carnival Media Limited, Ibadan, provides a quality entertainment to Nigerian consumers and quality advertising solutions to agencies and clients. A flair and passion for creative, powerful, entertaining, and memorable commercials will deliver massive standout for you. Whether in a local or international market, advertise with us on Carnival Radio. For inquiries, call 0916-5668-607. Carnival Radio. Enjoyment Unlimited.
Carnival Radio ọjọ́ gbogbo bí ọdún sẹ́mọ̀ wípé ṣòkòtò tí ń sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ dìbò ọjọ́ pẹ́ ẹni tí ó bá pẹ́ gàjànàkú yóò sọ pé mo rí nǹkan fìrí bí abárírin nígbó ẹja sọpá àrírin ìkànnì Carnival Radio ọjọ́ gbogbo bí ọdún kò ṣe mọ́ gbọ́ nìkànnì yìí onílé iṣẹ́ ńláńlá olókoòwò kéékèèké ẹgbẹ́ ìpolówó ọjà yín wá sí ìkànnì kí afẹnu dídùn bá yín polówó ẹ̀ torí àkàrà òǹpà ló ń kájú ẹ̀kọ́ pìrì ẹyẹ tí ó lè bẹbẹ lúbẹ lórí omi ò tí ì sí àfi ọ̀pẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀ abẹ̀bẹ̀ ẹ mọ̀ wípé ọjà tí a bá bá wọn polówó ní ìkànnì Carnival Radio ọjọ́ gbogbo bí ọdún wàràwàrà ni ó máa tà torí ẹ̀ta ní kọ́ńtà kí gbogbo ẹranko yòókù tó tà ìlú Ìbàdàn ó ní ìkànnì fìkàlẹ̀ sí fún ẹ̀kúnrẹ́rẹ́ àlàyé nípa ìpolówó ọjà wa ẹ pè sórí ẹ̀rọ ìbánisọ̀rọ̀ yìí 09165668607 lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí 09165668607 Carnival Radio ọjọ́ gbogbo bí ọdún a ó máa retí yín o.
Turn out to what I am today. So I understand precisely what we're supposed to do. We have special intervention now going into the health sector, and education sector rather.
Shino, quickly.
Yes.
We have just
Your
a few
Excellency,
minutes.
What I'm worried about is the post Sheyi Makinde administration. You've invested so much, built so much infrastructure. Your legacy project, about 110 kilometers, that is the circular road. How are you going to ensure that whoever is succeeding you continues these projects? Because we have, one of the terrible cultures that we have in Nigeria is leaving projects uncompleted, white elephants everywhere. So what are you going to do to ensure that this legacy endures?
Well, we've changed the culture in Oyo State. If you see any project started by any of my predecessors that have not been completed, please bring it up to the table. We will deal with it. And then people say, oh, it's Sheyi Makinde. And it's not Sheyi Makinde, it's the team behind all of this. So I ask the people that, if we're talking about the team, you've watched Omituntun 1.0. We call it Omituntun Akpakini here. And then you watched Omituntun 2.0, which is my second tenor. What we are cooking now is Omituntun 3.0. It may get to 4.0 and all of that. Because it's the team. We just, get someone else to lead the same team, and we should be able to solve that problem that way.
Is the new place that they are going to in Ishei, because they are moving in January. So how functional? Because they really need to,
They've been there, and I'm spending my birthday at Fashola. Okay. And Fashola to Ishei now is maybe 10-15 minutes because of the new road. So I will be on that campus. I've had, issues. I've heard about issues, regarding movement. Some lecturers, they don't want to leave Ogbomoso because they're from Ogbomoso, and all of those things. I think whatever issues or challenges they have in there, I think we have the capacity to resolve it, and we will do that.
Yes, Your Excellency, beyond the policies and infrastructure, what would let's say, Jami say about your administration that has changed your life over time?
Well, what I heard from Jamiu, from Bere, is that, look, Mr. Governor, we don't want this music to stop. Mere paying salaries on the 25th of every month is about now 20 billion naira for the state and about 12-13 billion naira for the local government. That is 33 billion naira into Oyo State economy every 4 weeks. Jamiu, carpenters, traders, market women, they all are having this. And then you need to look at, the atmosphere that we've provided, the economic activities going on in there. I think their concern is how will this music not stop? And
well, Governor, we just asked 2 questions. Mine is about lottery and gaming in Oyo State. Your DG gaming and lottery was on Arise News a few days ago, and he was saying, look, the Supreme Court has ruled that states are the ones to control and regulate, not federal government. 2 days later, President Tinubu said exactly the same thing at APC meeting publicly. But do you have any hope that the law will be followed by the federal government? Then quickly, you'll be at your own before we wrap it up.
I just want to speak to the environmental situation in Oyo State. I was just speaking to people, Ojo, Bodicha, all those areas. There are lots of refuse left untended. So is it an issue with the ministry, waste collection, or an attitude of the people? Something has to give, because Oyo State deserves to look even much better.
Okay. Let me answer Dr. first. Double speak and all of that is consistent with how this administration at the federal has evolved. For instance, they created LCDAs in Lagos. Is that consistent with local government autonomy? What are you saying when you have created LCDAs? Are you not saying that the local government should be under the state? So how come now, suddenly? So I know there's a court judgment. We just have to wait it out. Some of these things, they may not be resolved strictly through the judicial process. Some you have to negotiate political solution and things like that. I think this will fall into that category where people should honestly come to the table and say, look, we have issues with this area or that area, but you can't keep shifting. If you are at the subnational level, you take one position. If you're at the federal level, you take another position. I don't think that is good. Now to Kayode. The refuse situation, I've had to apologize maybe 2 or 3 times now. I think it's power play within my own team, where they're talking about, we should do this and we should do that. And they took it too far. I met with the folks involved yesterday, and I think we will resolve it. Yes, it's an issue. If a problem is not solved, it will keep coming back to us until it is solved. But I believe we'll solve it.
On that note, Governor, we would like to thank you very much for hosting us here in Ibadan and having given us this opportunity to have a chat with you. We wish you a Merry Christmas and Happy Birthday. Every December 25 is a double celebration.
Yes.
Thank you, Kayode Okikiolu, Channels, Television, Kayode Akintemi, TV Central.
News Central.
News Central.
There's TV.
News Central. Shino Oladende. December 25. Bye for now, and thank you very much for watching.
The best songs on the radio.